Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Morning News.
Good Sunday morning. It's October 2nd. I'm Taylor Stewart. We want to get right into your forecast today. Meteorologist Amy Aronson with the breakdown for the game day forecast, rather.
Yeah, it looks a little soggy out there, Taylor. If we start off with the radar, you can see we are tracking some showers, actually some steadier rain just north of Baltimore right now, and then some scattered showers as you head southward towards Baltimore City. This is going to be the scene pretty much all day. On and off showers will take us through the afternoon, through kickoff today for the Ravens game. Plus, it's breezy and it's cool out there. We've got lots of mid and upper 50s to start your day off. Plus, we are still dealing with that northerly wind. That's coming in now at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, just depending on where you are. If you are headed out to tailgate shortly, bring the rain gear with you. You're going to want to have it. A nice warm rain jacket, great idea. Temperatures are running about 20 degrees below where they should be. Puts us in the low to mid 50s this afternoon with, yes, scattered showers leading right up to kickoff. Now, coming up in 10 minutes, I will walk you through an updated future scan for the rest of the day and show you when we are expecting the steadiest of rain to fall. And I've also got an updated look at the next 3 days and our rain chances for that. Taylor?
Breaking overnight, police responded to a local area hospital around 5 o'clock this morning for reports of a shooting victim. Now, police found a 35-year-old man suffering from a graze wound to his hand. The victim told officers he was shot in the area between Baltimore and Conkling Streets in Highlandtown, but they did not find a crime scene. Anyone with information on this is asked to call detectives or Metro Crime Stoppers. Shifting now to counties under pressure. Overnight in Kansville, a double shooting sent 2 people to the hospital. Baltimore County Police say that shots fired call came in around 9 o'clock last night. They rushed to the area around Grand Bend Drive and Maiden Choice Lane. They're still working to learn what exactly led up to this shooting. We've got a call into police for that update. But it was all-out chaos yesterday at Anne Arundel Mills Mall. The sound of gunfire sent crowds of people bolting towards the doors. And this morning, we're learning the whole ordeal just an accident. Fox 45's Riel Creighton breaks down what unfolded.
Then all of a sudden, I heard this pop.
Shot fired at Arundel Mills Mall.
And then everybody started running.
This woman who works in the mall didn't want her name used, but described the pandemonium that erupted in the moments after the sound of gunfire. A crush of people running for their lives.
All of a sudden, it was just like chaos. I'm just glad everybody's okay, that it was just an accident.
And Arundel County Police say the blast was an accidental discharge by a man inside the food court. No one was hit, but the building had to be evacuated.
Things just didn't move at all for a long, long time. Nothing.
The consequences, cars lined up. For some, it meant an hours-long wait to get out.
We waited for 2 hours in the parking lot.
Investigators say they're searching for a person of interest. They say 2 people were hurt in the panic to escape, but will survive. Meantime, business as usual by early evening.
Back to normal. Everyone's buying stuff.
Looking great.
Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman releasing a sobering statement. It says in part, today we saw what happens when more guns are present in our communities. Families enjoying a meal in the food court at Arundel Mills Mall experienced the terror of not knowing whether they would be the latest victims of a mass shooting. A similar situation played out 3 years ago at the same mall. Shots were fired as people ran for cover. Take a listen. Terrifying screams there. That was back in 2019. A 16-year-old was arrested and charged with attempted homicide. That incident prompted calls for a review of the mall's safety procedures. But it's not just Arundel Mills Mall. Remember this? In February, in Towson Town Center, an out-of-control brawl led to the arrest of 6 teenagers. Frantic shoppers again running for the doors. And just this past May, police arrested 3 young people for breaking into cars in the mall's parking garage. This came after several reports of carjackings over a series of months. Police arrested 4 people total. Those teens face up to 30 years in prison.
The officer has a gunshot wound to the thigh. The second officer, who, by the way, is an officer who's in field training, applied the tourniquet and probably saved the officer's life. There's another example of officers doing a fabulous job in a very dangerous situation.
A Baltimore City police officer lucky to be alive this morning and crediting that to the quick thinking of a fellow officer. A young man fired at police on Friday. They were responding to a dispute in East Baltimore when a 19-year-old pulled out a gun. Neighbors say the shooter has suffered from mental health issues. Friday's shooting just another one in a week that saw more than 20 people shot here in the city of Baltimore. And unfortunately, Baltimore's still on pace to reach 300 homicides this year. But the mayor's deputy of public safety says the city's crime numbers are trending in the right direction. Fox 45's Maxine Stryker is taking a closer look at those numbers and if we could be turning a corner.
With 3 months left in the year, September ended on a violent note. Just Friday, a city police officer was shot in the leg responding to a call. And on Wednesday, a man and woman were shot in Fells Point.
There's only one statistic that people look at when they look at crime, and that's the murder rate. That's all they look at.
The murder rate this year, 254, just one shy of this time last year Thursday, when Anthony Barksdale, the deputy mayor for public safety, said this.
Today, Baltimore is one homicide under last year. We started the month at, I believe, 52 shootings, non-fatal. Today we're at 38, maybe, so there's a reduction. I base how I view things on the data, and that data says that we're going in the right direction.
Barksdale rejoined city government in July after he left following a stint as acting Baltimore police commissioner. We pressed him if one less homicide is really a step in the right direction.
Imagine if I was saying we're plus 22 or 20, whatever it was when I started. We're trending in the right direction. Of course, there's room for progress, so I'm not arguing with you on that point. But -1 is a start.
September did end with 13 homicides. That's less than any month this year. However, non-fatal shootings are up, and the city remains on pace for more than 300 homicides for an 8th consecutive year.
I think he's trying to spin things as best as possible.
Political analyst John Deedy says it may be too soon to celebrate.
Homicide down by 1 really isn't a dramatic improvement. And, by the end of the year, we'll have a better idea.
Deedy says the bar is low and people are fed up with the violence.
I think that a lot of people are frustrated still that there hasn't been a dramatic drop or a sea change in what's going on.
And if things don't really look up by next year, Deedy suspects Mayor Brandon Scott could have trouble running for re-election.
What's going to happen is it's going to make it impossible for Brandon Scott to really run for re-election in a situation where he can tout success on crime, because when he ran, he made promises that, the murder rate was going to drop, and it hasn't dropped.
Florida and South Carolina continue to deal with the destruction caused by Hurricane Ian. Why the biggest threats are now moving inland.
And I am tracking what's left of Ian right here in Maryland, actually. I've got an updated look at our rain chances, not only for today, but actually for the next couple of days in a few minutes. It's 10:38. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News.
FEMA is getting a hand from Maryland Task Force 1. The urban search and rescue team is on the ground now in Florida. As of today, search and rescue crews have saved nearly 1,600 people and 75 pets. The International Association of Firefighters is also helping with those recovery efforts. Fox 45's News spoke to the chief of operations about what they're up against.
Yeah, we set up 2 commands. We've set up one in Tampa. We try to set up our commands that are outside of that zone so we can get in supplies, we can get in resources, we can get in. We have a big work crew that came down from Maryland and Virginia and Pennsylvania. They set up that command operation there, and we have one in Bonita Springs below that, so we can kind of hit our members in 2 different ways. They've been out there for the last 2 days. They're out there this morning. They've assisted over 150 of our members with water, food, financial help, generators for those that need it immediately for medical needs. Fuel right now is at a premium, trying to get fuel in there to, generators need the fuel, and it's very, very difficult. And then we're going to back that up with sending in our mental health peer support teams to help, not only with the firefighters, but, when you're a firefighter and you're stuck there, is somebody helping your family, is somebody helping your kids, so somebody making sure that they're being watched, and that's our job.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says rising rivers are causing the most damage since the storm has passed. Crews have had to use airboats to navigate the streets as hundreds are still trapped inside their homes. But thankfully, power is being restored at a record pace.
But in most parts, we are restoring the power rather than rebuilding the power, and that's because of the support we've had over years to invest in hardening our system with concrete and steel and undergrounding. And Governor, I thank you for that. It's made a huge difference for all Floridians today to have that kind of investment.
Governor DeSantis is teaming up with Elon Musk, who's providing Starlink units to boost internet coverage in South Florida. Each unit can serve more than 1,000 people at a time. But just ahead, a rocky week on Wall Street as inflation shows no signs of slowing down. Why President Biden is still optimistic. And coming up, the latest decision to stop a government shutdown. We've got the breakdown for you just ahead. Taking you now to a live look at Capitol Hill, where lawmakers narrowly avoided a government shutdown earlier this week. The House passed a stopgap measure with hours to just before that deadline. The temporary measure includes billions of dollars for aid in Ukraine. Leaders at the CDC say monkeypox is here to stay. The spread is slowing across the country, but health officials concede it's not going away anytime soon. The virus is mainly spread through gay and bisexual men, but anyone can get infected. The U.S. outbreak appeared to peak in early August. The U.S. still has the most infections of any country, with more than 25,000. In your Health Watch, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and healthcare providers have an important warning for women. A mammogram, definitely the gold standard, but it's not the only test you need to save your life. Medical reporter Liz Bonis explains why.
Hey there, everybody. There's a renewed focus this Breast Cancer Awareness Month on knowing the density of your own breasts. It is just one more reason if you missed a screening in this pandemic time. One survivor reminds us of the importance of routine mammograms. Without this screening, Megan Schneider says she wouldn't likely be celebrating 6 months breast cancer free today.
I think that's just a good focus every single day, just to celebrate being here.
Dr. Margaret Mulligan says in this pandemic time,
we've definitely seen a little bit of delay with people getting their mammograms.
That delay can influence the stage a cancer is found, but so can breast density.
So breast density is just referring to how much white we're seeing on the screen.
As Dr. Mulligan showed me on this breast cancer image, more white means it's harder to find or detect some cancers early.
The cancers can hide.
So as Megan knows, if you have dense breasts, you may need to ask your doctor about 2 things. Do you need next level screening, such as an MRI? And as they do here at Ohio's TriHealth, do you need second opinion software? A handful of breast centers now use artificial intelligence to help find those hard-to-detect cancers.
It will circle areas on the mammogram based on an algorithm, how likely it is to be an area of concern.
Those areas, when found early, can save your life. As Megan Schneider knows, they can also give you this amazing gift of another day to celebrate.
There are little moments that catches me, and I think, wow, I'm really lucky that I get to do this.
What's interesting is Megan said she had no family history of breast cancer. If you don't have that history either, she says, don't let that stop you from getting your routine mammogram. I'm medical reporter Liz Bonis. Now back to you.
The good news, though, is a dozen states have laws already in place that could make sure that those tests are covered by insurance plans. Others may need prior authorization. Wall Street still reeling with all 3 indexes down more than a full % on Friday. That caps 6 losing weeks out of the past 7, and the Dow's worst month since March of 2020. The dip comes in light of a new inflation reading from the Federal Reserve showing no signs of slowing down. Americans saw higher prices at the pump and the grocery store this summer. And Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says his biggest fear is that inflation becomes ingrained in people's minds, making it harder to reverse altogether. For financial experts and Democrats in Washington, reversing this trend comes down to a stability factor. Several political polls have shown Americans disapprove of the president's handling of the economy. Food stamp recipients are getting a boost in their benefits. The U.S. Department of Agriculture increased monthly payments by almost 13%. About $104 more per month for each family of 4. That's around 41 million Americans who count on food stamps to buy groceries. Now let's head over to meteorologist Amy Aronson for a look at our forecast.
Yeah, we are tracking more rain, Taylor. Rain continues as we head through the end of the weekend. Right now, the steadiest rain is found just north of Baltimore towards Towson, up through Cockeysville, right along 83. That's where we are tracking one batch of showers. Otherwise, scattered showers stretching down through Baltimore City, actually as far south as Annapolis right now. And we will be tracking scattered showers throughout the day today. We're also looking at a wind advisory, goes into effect this afternoon and takes us actually through Monday afternoon. That's only for Anne Arundel County. That's where winds are expected to gust up to 50 miles an hour. So it's also going to be breezy. Right now, just looking cloudy, looking down at the Inner Harbor. A little bit of drizzle there. Otherwise, it's cool and it's breezy. We're hanging out in the upper 50s under that northeasterly wind that's blowing at 11 miles an hour. I wanted to start off with this big picture of the weather map to show you that we've got that concern for gusty winds just south of Baltimore. But look at the shoreline. That threat for some flooding will actually be ongoing there as the system continues to rotate through. So we are dealing with that remnant low. This is what's left of Ian. It is drifting eastward, but you'll notice the winds are circulating counterclockwise around that, and that's just circulating all that moisture around. That means showers will continue to spiral through the Baltimore area as we head throughout the afternoon. Stopping the clock at 1 o'clock. That's kickoff at M&T Bank Stadium. Doesn't look great, right? I think some showers will be showing up for that. And then on and off showers. Actually, some steady rain at times as we head through the end of the game. And it looks like rain is here to stay through your Sunday night right into your Monday morning. So even tomorrow morning, as you step out the door, I'd bring a rain jacket and umbrella with you, because Monday afternoon, it looks like more showers backing up into the Baltimore area as that low slowly drifts offshore and actually hangs out right offshore now Monday and Tuesday, keeping the rain around. An updated look at how much rain we're expecting shows actually more rain over the next 3 days. Looks like showers will hang around through at least Tuesday afternoon, giving us a solid 3.5 inches in some locations. This forecast model showing up to 4 inches in spots like Annapolis over the next 3 days. And it's going to be breezy. Today we'll see winds gusting up to 20, 25 miles an hour at times. Strongest winds will be down towards Annapolis overnight tonight. And as we get into the day tomorrow, it's not until tomorrow, late morning through the afternoon, that we see these winds sort of subside, but still breezy, up to 15 miles an hour in terms of our gusts. So for today, prepare for the gusty winds, also the showers throughout the game, and the cooler temperatures. Not the best day to be at M&T Bank Stadium. It's going to be a little soggy out there, and temperatures will be on the cool side with highs in the upper 50s. Rain chances are certainly the highest today, and then they do gradually drop off, but I don't think we're completely dry until we head through midweek. Now, in just a couple of minutes, I'll show you how this all plays out and what it means for our temperatures and our full 7-day forecast. Taylor?
Definitely not the best weather for a game, but it's going to be a good one. One of the biggest matchups in the NFL season happening in just a few hours. 1 o'clock, that is. It should be exciting as both teams gear up for battle after the early supremacy in the AFC. But both teams coming in at 2-1. We'll get a chance to see 2 MVP candidates go at it. Lamar Jackson of the Ravens and Josh Allen of the Bills. The Ravens are 6-4 all time against the Bills, but last time these two teams met, the Ravens lost to the Bills in the AFC divisional round. That was back in 2020, but if you plan on seeing this game this afternoon, you might want to wear a jacket, as we said, because it'll be a very wet and chilly day for football. As for today's injury report, J.K. Dobson, Marcus Peters, and James Broach will all be playing today. Justin Houston and Patrick McCarry are doubtful for the game, but we could see the season debut off left tackle Ronnie Stanley. Maryland and MTA making some changes to today's light and bus rail service. If you plan on taking the light rail to the game, trains are leaving from Hunt Valley at 10 a.m. and Cromwell at 10:30. Also, express buses that go directly to Camden Yards will be available from the Timonian Fairgrounds, Lutherville, and Cromwell. But here's one of the oldest matches in history. You can check that out here on Fox 45. Of course, we've got the Washington Commanders taking on the Cowboys in Dallas. You can watch that right here. An energetic scene in Owings Mills for this Baltimore's Rides for Autism Research, or FAR. 1 in 44 American children will be diagnosed with autism, and the rides here aim to raise awareness about the condition. Anyone ages 10 and up can participate. Stick with Fox 45 Morning News. Ooh, wow, that looks horrible, doesn't it? Meteorologist Amy Aronson has your full 7-day forecast. When we could see rain leave? Yeah, you'll get that update soon.
10:56 almost on this Sunday morning. It is game day, M&T Bank Stadium. If you look closely down at the parking lots, Taylor, I think you can see people starting to tailgate and gather. Yeah, the stadium is ready, rain or shine. It's going to be mostly rain today for that game. Little gray, little gloomy. Not raining right now, though. That's good news, but I would expect some showers, especially as we near kickoff at 1 o'clock today, and then on and off showers are likely for the remainder of the day. Plus, it's going to be breezy. Plus, it's going to be cool. We will spend today in the upper 50s. Next 2 days look similar now. I did actually increase that chance for some showers both Monday and Tuesday because it looks like what's left of Ian will kind of hang around our shoreline, and that's going to push some showers back our direction for the next couple of days, keep our temperatures in the cooler mid to upper 50s. But by Wednesday, it all becomes a distant memory, and we welcome back some sunshine along with some much warmer temperatures, and it's actually going to feel like early October at that point. So starting on Wednesday, we're back in the low 70s, and then we'll stay there both Thursday and Friday. And an early look at next weekend looks like it's going to be much better, much drier and cooler, perfect for all the fall things that you probably had to cancel this weekend. Prime pumpkin patch season, right? And this weekend wasn't great for it, but I promise next weekend looks much better if you are already planning ahead. But today, if you're not watching the Ravens game, something inside is probably a great idea for today.
And if they're tailgating, hopefully they have their umbrellas and a jacket.
Yes. Either way, go Ravens, right?
Go Ravens. That's right. Thanks for checking in with us here on Fox 45 News. All morning, all local. Have a great day.